What up, Hustle King? Sorry, I am doing water soluble calcium. I had the baby bullet going, so I had myself muted real quick. Me myself, hey, what's up, Tim? I make edibles and stuff like that for some people here and there, some friends, family. But I eat a lot of eggs. So me personally, I save all my eggshells and stuff like that. And so me, what up, Ike Jones? I like that name. That's funny. And so I save all my eggshells and stuff like that. And whenever I bake, I'll toss them in the oven. I'll bake them real quick so that whenever I got some free time, take them and I'll make some water soluble calcium. But then I also whenever I make mine, I'll add some. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's catchy. It'll make people remember it. I'll do oyster shells in it. So basically, oyster clam or whatever. You grind up some of that. Get down on some of that. Actually, I learned a new one the other day too. You could take um, you could bake it just a few minutes. You basically want to get it like these were white. You want to get it to where it's like a nice brownish color. That's that. Don't look at that. That's leftover like yolk and stuff. But you want to get it to like it's a nice brown color. You want to get it to a nice brown color. You know, here. Like that. Get it a nice brown, nice crispy brown color going for it. Nice crisp color. Me, I'll take it and I'll throw it in one of these pans with a sheet of parchment paper. So I'll throw it in here. And every day I cook in the morning, hey, greenhorn. I'll throw my eggshells in here and literally every day, I'll leave this in here and I'll just toss my eggshells in there. So whenever I'm cooking and baking, they're getting cooked. So every day I'm throwing them in there, and every time I use my oven, they're getting baked. So to be honest, I probably bake those for hours on end just because I just leave them in there until I get around to grinding them up. To be dead honest, so these were probably baked for hours. I do that just to make sure there's no salmonella because I really don't clean them very good, to be honest. You're supposed to clean out all the yolk and the egg and stuff in it. That's a piece of parchment paper. But I bake them so much that it doesn't really matter. And since I'm doing the bokashi stuff, oops, sorry, got the camera off. Since I'm doing the bokashi and stuff with it, it eats the protein and the egg whites and the egg yolk anyways. But then I'll take it and I break it into smaller pieces like that, and then I'll throw it into baby bullet, grind it up, and then it comes into powder like this. To where actually when it's powder like this, it's edible. So this is edible for you, your plants, your dog, your cats, your freaking any of your animals. You could consume this yourself. This is calcium. This is good for your nails, your bones, anything. You can eat this yourself, consume it yourself, and bake it into stuff, whatever. And then if you want to turn it into water soluble calcium, you would take that and either, let me move some of this crap out the way. So actually you would take that and, give me a sec. Sorry for that. Take that, throw in a baby bullet. So, start with big chunks like that, grinds down to powder. I'll grind all the rest of that up later. And this is my old one. Nice. What do you feed your chickens? Do you do homemade food, or do you do Terra homemade food, or do you buy feed? So this is my old one. This one I made good crap while ago. So that one I'll save. Powdered like that will take time. This is not half and half. That's cool. Yeah, half of it saves you money, half of it costs you money. I'll just mess with you there. This right here is not quick release. This right here takes time to break down. So this right here you would use in like your soil mixes for a slow release. That's good though, because that grain is it's a slow breakdown for their guts and stuff like that, and it's good because you're going into slow, cold times right now. So a lot of people switch over to grain, so I understand. But like this is good for you know, top dressings. You can top dress with this, mix it into soil so that it gets a slow release. Mix it in when you're making your soil recipes and stuff like that. If you need a quick calcium, this will not work. What I'm about to show you next will work. The water soluble part that I'm about to show you next is for quick release. So if you need a quick calcium part, the next part will be for real fast, but this part right here will be for slow. So if you're making like a super soil recipe type mix, this is what you'd be adding to your super soil, along with like a oyster shell powder. So like this will help you control like your pH buffers and stuff like that, and add calciums to your soils and help with pH buffering in your soil mixes. And also, so like when you're done, me myself, I let mine sit. Hell yeah, it is. And like, think about it. Like, I go through tons of eggs. Like, hold on. Shit tons of eggs. Like, I'll go through this in 2 weeks with me and my kids and my wife. But you gotta think about it. That's large eggs. You gotta think about how many crap tons of freaking egg powders. I can fill this up in 2 weeks and I'll burn through that like pretty quick. Because like I say, I feed this to us also. So we eat this and then I mix it into my soils. And I'm also doing transplants constantly. So when I'm doing transplants, I'll mix in like a 1/4 teaspoon in with my powdered transplant mixes. So like my mycos, my biolives, and all that, the transplant powders that you put around your roots and all that stuff, I'll mix in a little bit of that. I'll take like my weed leaves, I dry a little bit of weed leaves, and I actually grind those up in the weed or in the baby bullet too. I turn those into a powder and I mix that into the powder, and I sprinkle that on the leaves too, because you know all that stuff eats it. All that stuff brings in good mycorrhizas. Everything eats all that stuff. Yep, and that's where I was going next. I was actually going to say that. So actually you can add it was a master. Yep. I actually this is I don't have Epsom salt with me. So I was going to, you're good, man, go ahead. I was going to show it later on with the rest of the liquid part. So I end up taking, like I say, I go through shit tons of eggs. So you can actually take that and when you're making your water soluble part, you can add your magnesium and stuff into that. So that's when all the magnesium part will go into the water soluble calcium would go into that layer. Where was that? Oopsie. And then me, I like to, personally, when I make mine, so when I add my dry ingredients to my wet, I do not, take out my dry ingredients when I put it in the bottle. I do not take out my dry ingredients until the reaction stops. And I will show you the reaction in a minute when I add the fresh vinegar. So as long as there is a reaction when you're adding fresh vinegar, that means there's still calcium in your oyster shell and your eggshell. So you don't have to pull out the dry material in here. So you could just keep adding vinegar to this bottle and a little bit of Epsom salts or magnesium sulfate, or you could add magnesium chloride. If you're adding magnesium chloride, be very, very, very careful with magnesium chloride. Magnesium chloride is good for your plant at very low levels. Magnesium, great. Chloride, deadly. You might want to add like a drop of magnesium chloride per bottle. Because that stuff is deadly to your plants. It is very helpful, but in large levels of chloride, it is deadly. So for me, at the end, when you're not getting a reaction, drain out the rest of the liquid. As you guys saw, the matter will stay in the bottle. Take it, shake it. You'll get it all shaken up like that. Sorry. Blackout. Take it, get all your sediment out. You don't gotta clean it. This is mother in here, you know. You clean it if you put in chlorinated water out of your sink, you're gonna screw yourself. Do not do that. Okay. Sorry, I just got a text message. Do not clean this bottle. I strongly advise against that. Do not clean the bottle, especially if you got strong chlorine in your water in your faucet. You will have chlorine in your bottle. The chlorine in the water will kill the mother that you have worked so hard to make in these vinegars. If you make your own vinegars like I do. So me, I never ever rinse my bottles that I ever put in my, sorry if I got loud, that I ever put my vinegars in. So actually I should have a video coming up very soon with my batch of 5.5 6-gallon vinegar opening and bottling of that coming up within a month or so, because that one, all the stuff is starting to settle like this and the liquid is becoming clear like that, and I can see it through the container. So basically when it's clear like that, you're basically good. And since I added a mother in the container that I have, I can see the evidence in the 3 different layers to where I can see the mash, the vinegar, and the mother, to where it means it's done in my 6-gallon barrel. Okay, so back to this. So me, I go high on my my levels of dry to wet, so that I make a higher concentrate. So when I have to add my caral calcium, my liquid calcium, water soluble calcium, to my feeding water, or to my watering gallon, sprayer, or whatever the hell you're adding to my gallon, little thing, or whatever the hell, or if I'm just adding a couple drops here and there. It's concentrated, so I don't have to use so much. So if I do that just because I don't have a lot of space. I'm in a very small apartment. If you have a lot more space, you can easily make it in a gallon jug and make it less concentrated. But since I'm in a smaller space, I make it in a smaller container with it more concentrated, just so I don't have to worry about that. Hold on, I gotta grab a bigger funnel. Alright, now we're getting to the really cool part. That's probably about 1/4 cup, 1/3 of a cup. Crap. Neither. About 1/8 a cup. Sorry, I do not have a stand for my cell phone. And then I'll add probably about the same amount of eggshell, dry product. And then at this point, when you get here, this is when things start getting dangerous. And when you want to actually, I might add more of it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna add more. I got a crap tons of eggshells, so I'm gonna add more.
Here, Daddy, hold this thing so I can cool it up. Holding this one so I can cool it up.
I got it.
Okay, but I want to finger. That's enough. That's enough.
What's confusing, Tara?
I'll try more of this.
Oh, you both got water. Okay, like I said, you can always ask questions. Whatever you are ever confused about in any of my stuff, if I am live, ask me. If I am not live, please, 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 leave a question in my comments. And I will answer as quick as possible. If I don't answer, leave it again. Leave it again, leave it again, and leave it again until I do. Seriously. Back to what I was doing. Sorry, I got off topic. Always remember with this part, make sure you have a tub under the bottle. Make sure the tub has enough space, enough volume to hold the size of the bottle's liquid amount of volume. Always make sure that you have it underneath the bottle before you start adding your vinegar. Make sure that you have your vinegar in one solid thing before you add it to your thing. Do not scoop from one ladle at a time, because you will see in a second when that reaction starts going, you're not going to be wanting to scoop one thing at a time. So now hold on, give me a second. I'll go ahead and get my vinegars. Actually, here, I'm going to show you guys this beautiful mother right here. This is my original mother that I started this one 4 days before 420. That's funny. But this is my original vinegar mother. So this is what makes all my vinegars. So for me, well, actually that's not my original. That's, oops, sorry. That one right there is my original mother. That little goopy stuff where the P is. That's my original. But this is a mother right here. So this is what I add to my other vinegars to speed it up. So if I'm making a new mother, or a new vinegar, sorry, I would add whatever flavorings or whatever I want in there and top it off with water. So, you know, just like this. So to add my mash, my flavorings, and everything like that, top it off with water to probably about, no, there, nice high top off. And then literally I'll just drop that in there. Without that, it would take 3 to 4 months to make a vinegar. But yet you cannot do that without making FPJ. So you got to make a fermented plant juice. So essentially, sorry, I got way off topic, but I got to go with that one now. You got to make a fermented plant juice. So you got to take, you can make it with cannabis, actually. That's what that one started with. So that was cannabis leaves, and I took a grip of cannabis leaves, and I went equal parts cannabis leaves to brown sugar, and mixed the crap out of the brown sugar and the cannabis leaves until the cannabis leaves and the brown sugars were completely mixed together. Take it, cap it with a cloth, rubber band like that, let it sit until all the liquids come out of the cannabis leaves for a week. Pull out all of the liquid, drain the liquid, and let the mash set. Take the mash, top off with water, go in the living room now. Let the mash sit and top it off with water all the way to the top, and grab the mother, drop mother in. Without mother takes 3 to 4 months. With mother takes a month. And the mother is basically a live bio life that turns it into vinegar a lot faster. So this is what actually, this is actually what turns it into the vinegar. So this is what rapidly changes it into the vinegar really, really quick. And it's funky. But yeah, you keep pushing them down in there like that and just keep stacking them. Yeah, I know. I got 2 little ones. I got a 1 and a 3-year-old, so. And she hears me in here talking to people, so she's trying to figure out who the hell I'm talking to. me personally, with the one that I just showed you, I can actually take this one when I'm done. I can take all the vinegar I want out of this one and top it off with water and let it sit for a month, and all the water I added to it will be turned into vinegar and be flavored and be just as strong as what I just took out. Now, this is my weed one. This was made 2 days after. So now this one, that's a very thin mother on it. Because this one I keep mashing the mother down. I just mashed her down like a couple days ago. So I want to do the same thing with this one, where I gotta keep making mother layers down there. So right now, this would be my third layer, to where if I get about 3 layers down there, then I could just keep topping it off with water, and then I don't have to worry about it. And after my third layer, it's good. I keep topping it off with water, and then the 4th layer, I keep taking it off and adding it to different bottles, and use that 4th layer to make different vinegars. Trust me, they smell like vinegar. But these actually have a very good beneficial use for you. They actually help you lose weight, actually. If you could take these, take a shot of them and mix them with water and drink it every day. It's actually very good for you as a weight loss. Helps with all the digestive enzymes and all that stuff in your body. Helps you balance everything out. Alright, now here comes the fun part. You guys can probably hear my kids in the background screaming. Alright, everybody watching? Need more vinegar. That's the chemical reaction in between the calcium and the vinegar. And that's a fly trying to get at it. Check that shit out. Fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy for your asses right there, huh? I'd fucking love to teach. Yeah, that shit's dope. It was kind of messed up one day. I was in here making this, and I was super stoned, like, no problem. I was super stoned, like super stoned, like right after I medicated. And I was making this in here, and I was messing with it, and and my wife came in here, and she was standing over here to my right. She said she was standing there for like 5 minutes, and she was just, oh, look, you watching the bubbles, like, watch. She said she was standing there for like 5 minutes watching me watch this shit. This shit starts blowing up and like starts shooting. Watch, you see that? Look. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it was funny. I was on somebody else's live show a couple of weeks ago, and I was explaining something. Can't remember what the hell I was explaining. But I actually had somebody ask me the other day. They're like, man, do you got an engineering degree? And I answered confidently. I was like, nah, man, I answered confidently. I was like, nah, man, I smoke a lot of weed and read a lot and look a lot of crap up. And they all started laughing. I was like, no, I'm serious. But then they actually started thinking about what, yeah, you actually can use the vinegar. Yeah. Yeah, actually, the very one I started with was this company. You can actually go get this bottle and start with their mother. They actually have a very good mother in their own bottle. And when you go to a store, grab like the very back bottle, and in the very back bottle, you'll see it at the very bottom of the bottle. There will be settlement all over the bottom of the bottle, and you can shake it up, and that'll be the mother inside the bottle. And take that one, and you can take it home and go home and look up FPJ, make an FPJ, like I said. When you're growing some buds or something like that, man, or and you do a defoliation. What up, Daryl? And when you're doing a defoliation, you can take all those leaves and, like I said, do 50-50 brown sugar and turn it into an FPJ. And the FPJ will be a nitrogen-rich fertilizer for your plants. And you can actually take that, when you separate it, let it sit for a week, and the liquid that separates from the brown sugar on your leaves will be a nitrogen-rich plant food for your plants. So me, I actually take that liquid, I'll separate it from the brown sugar and the leaves, and dilute it with 20% non-chlorinated water. So you have to use RO water, distilled water, bottled water. Do not use tap water. The tap water, like I said earlier, will kill it. You do that, you will kill all the natural stuff that's living in it. You do not want to kill that. That fermentation process is what gives it life. That's what gives you that real good organic life in your fermentation product. And you'll actually see like bubbling and stuff. Yeah, you got to watch out with the really high pH too. That high pH will kill off stuff too. You want it around like a 6.0 barrier, around that level. 6.0 is a nice range where it won't kill off. Yeah, Tim, go to Costco, 150 bucks, 4 or 5 stage RO system. If you're really, really cheap like me, get the RO system for 150 bucks. When you need the filters replaced. Yeah, exactly. I love Costco too. When you need the filters replaced, don't go buy new filters. Take the whole Costco unit back. Get your money back and buy a brand new RO system. It comes with all brand new filters. Put in the brand new RO system and you got a brand new filters. All brand new filters. And sometimes, if you're lucky, they'll have a newer, updated RO system. I do it every so often with my, they don't lose money. Their systems, you don't have to retract that. They don't lose money. The system actually, Costco actually makes money. Still. Yeah, you're gonna be using it so much that you're gonna burn out the filters before it even before the warranty burns out anyways. But with Costco, it's unlimited warranty. The warranty with Costco is you can return at any time. It's a lifetime warranty on their products. So this coffee maker, I've returned it 4 times. I've had it for 6 years. And I keep upgrading every time I get it. And Tara Lee, to be honest, I didn't learn that by me figuring that out. People at Costco told me to do that. Actually, it's very, very minimum maintenance. The only issue I have with the RO system is the water waste. Okay. The maintenance on the RO system is very, very minimum. Literally, all you have to do for the maintenance on this is twist this, pull it out, twist in a brand new one. That's it. That's your maintenance. That's it. The only issue I have with the RO system, into which when I move into my next place, is the water waste. This red line right here is all systems. Oh yeah, really large systems, they have the same thing. It's just larger bases of these. They will be the size of a large CO2 canister or like a large oxygen tank canister. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. For me, I would say for like a large facility, even for me, I'm actually where I go for my next place. I want to reroute this water line, that water waste, to go into a water storage line to where I can run this right into a bucket to where it will be used for like outside gardening and stuff like that, because I am realizing that it does give off a lot of normal tap water waste, and I don't like that. You know me, I'm all about reusing, cutting down my carbon footprint. So I am with you on that, Tara, completely, 100%, completely with that right there. It gives off a lot of water waste to where on my next, when I do this again, I'm going to reroute this and probably stick in like a 5 or 6 gallon storage tank down here and reroute this red line into that, and just empty it on a day-to-day basis or every other day and use that to water my plants. Probably not my I run the RO system more because I live in Vegas and the water that comes out the tap out here is freaking disgusting. So we were spending $200 to $300. Oops, sorry, showing you guys my dirty dishes. We were spending $200 to $300 filling up 5-gallon jugs of water, and I had a stroke, so I couldn't lug the 5-gallon jugs up and down the stairs. So I put in the RO system so that me and my daughters and my wife have constant drinking water. Yeah, that's why I put in the RO system, mostly for drinking water. And the benefits of it was that I had RO system water for my plants and also for my saltwater tank. So that was just a plus. But then after getting it, I did notice that it gave, look, it's still going. I did notice that it gave off a lot of extra water waste when it was filling up its bladder, and I didn't like that. To where they do need to work some out for that. That isn't cool. to where I do notice a lot of places are not doing that. I saw a large growing company did not want to do that because they said with the RO system they needed a large holding tank and that there was a large water loss. So yeah, for the most part, that is your water-soluble calcium. You guys got me all off track and crap. Got me over here messing with RO systems. Yeah, but yeah, that's my big issue on the RO system is the water waste. I do wish that they would put in another system on the side of it as a water storage that you can use for like, like give it to like, outside garden or something. You don't have to like feed it to your dogs or nothing like that. House plants or something that doesn't mind that little bit of chlorine or something. But yeah, I completely understand what you're saying, Tara. I'm not a fan of that water waste. Like I said, my next setup will be with a 5 to 6 gallon reservoir next to the 2-gallon bladder. Let's see here. What's next? What else did I want to say about this one? So the water soluble, I would say probably leave it in this container overnight, because as the vinegar slowly makes its way down into the dry material, it probably has not gone all the way down. It's probably still soaking into it. That's why you're getting the different reactions and stuff right now. It's gonna keep going off. So unless you want to like take it and shake it and stuff right now to where you're gonna get all your reactions, you're gonna still get a little reaction. So I'll probably sit this out for 24 hours to get all the reaction out. And then you could take all of this and pour it back in. The leftover liquid that you had from the one before, pour it back in. Sorry, I had to close the window. What? Yeah, it will keep spewing for at least 24 hours strong like that. So like me, I would not fill that up all the way. I would leave at least a good gap of space, and do not cap it. 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 I didn't know nothing about her coming over today.
Oh, text you? You didn't get my text?
Yeah, I got the text saying you guys are coming over, or you're on your way, but that was the first time I heard anything about it.
Oh, my bad.
No. Sorry, I was talking to my brother. Do not cap it. You cap it, the bottle will explode, especially if you have it in a plastic bottle. Glass bottle will take a little longer, but yeah, it will explode, making pressure. It's giving off a CO2 fumes and stuff like that. Food in there. Chloe, put your shoes over there. But yeah, let it sit for yeah, let it sit for probably about 24 hours. Let it chill. Like I said, all of this, it's gonna be a little bit of material in this. Most of it's gonna be vinegar. But like I said, you can take all of this and put it back in the next day. And tomorrow will be pretty good. Tomorrow I'll just take a rag. I probably wouldn't even say a rag. Take your hand, wipe off most of this, and get it mixed in. And kind of like put this in another container and use this to rinse it off first, and then when you get most of the like material off it like that, then take it and wipe it off so that you get most of it and save most of whatever the hell, and then take it and wipe it. You don't want to waste none of that. That's good stuff right there. Save that, and then the old stuff, take that and mix it in with your soil. That's good stuff. And the vinegar in there is actually really good too for your plants. So I would actually just take that, mix it in with your soil, or you could save it and use it for like you said, you're using it for your pHing. So that has a light soil, or it just has like a light mix in there. Most of that will break down because of the vinegar. It'll actually break down most of the hardness in the eggs and stuff. But that is water soluble calcium. And then if you want to make water soluble calcium magnesium, you can add magnesium sulfate, which is fuck, what is that? Tim, what did you say earlier? Epsom salt. Ha 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 ha. You can add Epsom salt to it. Oh, add like a teaspoon to this whole thing. Unless you want to do the magnesium chloride, add like a quarter teaspoon, eighth of a teaspoon to this whole thing. And then you got a cow mag, water soluble cow mag. But this is your Cali boy in the desert. I'll holler at you. Gotta go mess with the fan bam later.